I was fired for refusing to spy on customers. We need you to install this new software on our point of sale systems, my manager said, sliding a flash drive across the table. It's for better customer analytics. I'd been the IT manager at Luxe Boutique, an upscale clothing chain, for 3 years. Something about his shifty eyes made me suspicious. What kind of analytics, I asked. Just install it, he replied sharply. Direct orders from corporate. That night, I examined the software. What I found made my blood run cold. This wasn't analytic software. It was sophisticated spyware designed to capture customers' credit card information, personal details, and even activate store cameras to record shoppers' faces and pins. The next morning, I requested an urgent meeting with our regional director. I can't install this, I explained, showing her my findings. It's illegal. We'd be stealing from our customers. She stared at me blankly. The decision has been made. Intia prepped by Friday, or we'll find someone who will. But this is criminal, I insisted. We could all go to jail. That's not your concern, she replied coldly. Your job is to follow instructions. I left her office in shock that evening. I couldn't sleep. The faces of our loyal customers kept flashing through my mind. The elderly woman who bought gifts for her grandchildren, the college student splurging on her first interview suit, the young couple saving for matching wedding outfits. By morning, I'd made my decision. I documented everything, made copies of the malicious code, and sent an anonymous tip to both the FBI's cybercrime division and consumer protection agencies. Then I walked into work and refused to install the software. I was fired on the spot. 2 weeks later, while I was still job hunting, FBI agents raided our corporate headquarters. The news broke quickly. Executives had orchestrated a massive identity theft operation targeting their own customers. They'd already stolen information from over 30,000 people. My phone exploded with texts from former coworkers. They're asking about you. One message read, the FBI wants to know who refused to install the software. When I met with the federal agents, they revealed the scheme went beyond credit card theft. The company had been selling customers' biometric data to third parties and using shopping patterns to target vulnerable customers for financial scams. 6 months later, I testified at the trial that sent 3 executives to prison. The judge specifically mentioned my actions in her ruling. If more employees had the courage to say no when ordered to do wrong, many victims would have been spared. I received job offers from several major tech companies after the trial, all citing my ethical leadership as the reason I chose to work for a cybersecurity firm that specializes in protecting consumer data. Last week, I ran into a former regular customer from Luxe Boutique. You know, she said, I read about what you did in the papers. My sister wasn't so lucky with another store. She's still dealing with the identity theft aftermath 3 years later. Sometimes the most important career skill isn't technical knowledge or experience. It's simply remembering that behind every transaction is a real person who trusts you, and that trust is worth more than any paycheck. The company that fired me no longer exists. The company that hired me promotes me as an example of their values in their marketing materials. The difference? One saw ethics as an obstacle. The other sees it as their foundation.